I was just out in the garden this morning doing my early spring epidendrum maintenance, and then I thought this might be vital for some of you to know, because things can go wrong when looking after your epidendrums, especially if you're wanting them to look glorious for the coming year. So before I lead you down the proverbial garden path, okay, enough with the bad jokes, let's get straight to it. Welcome to the Nature Company. If this is the kind of information you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and that notification bell to be notified of all our upcoming content so you don't miss out on a thing. So what I'm doing today is just basically cleaning up the plant, keeping it in good shape for the coming year. And we've got all these odd pieces that are shooting off everywhere, and the keikis coming off, and all sorts of things that are just making it not look at its best. So we want to make sure that we get all the right steps done to ensure that we don't damage the plant and we keep it looking in spectacular order. So there's just a few little things that you need to keep an eye out for, that you don't make the mistakes. But otherwise, it's a really easy fixer-upper. And sorry for all the bad shadowing on the face and on everything else. I'm just busy and I didn't want to stop doing what I'm doing, but I thought perhaps you'd be interested to see how I do it. So let's get straight in. Don't look at the mess in the background. All of this is being redone at the moment. Moving everything around, getting everything ready for the spring maintenance that I do. But at the moment, we're just looking at this epidendrum just to show you how I'm going to clean it up and ensure that I keep the shape that I want out of it. So if we look, we see all these keikis at the end of stems. You notice I've already done a bit already, but it's all these keikis that are extending off the reeds that are causing them to collapse. And we have all these keikis in the center with all these roots that are shooting out everywhere. And to clean it up and make sure that we have the best looking plant possible is I'm going to be removing these, even the ones from the center. If they are above, what's that, 10 centimeters or something above the top of the pot, then I'll remove them. If they're not, then I'll let them root back into the base of the pot, because I don't really want these roots. They kind of look a little bit messy when you have a nice tall upright plant like this. You don't necessarily want to see all those roots. You want to keep them into the pot itself. So anything that's above that, like these, are just going to be removed. And if you notice on the old cuts, I've left a short piece of that reed stem at the base. This is to allow any other little keikis that might be produced off the base of those to pop up as well and root themselves straight into the pot to give this nice continued upright effect. So again, a nice sanitized, sharp nosed secateurs so I can get in nicely. And with these that are sticking out the pot, I'll cut them back at least an inch or so into the pot, 2.5 to 3 centimeters into the pot, so that I'm not getting any growths coming out the edge. Here also again we have this reed stem sticking out, and I don't want any keikis to come off at that point, so again I'll cut it back into the pot. This one we could tie back up in, so we'll just have a look as we go. Let's just remove. There's a piece that had rooted in, but I've just pulled it out just to keep the neat appearance that I'm looking for. We have the old stems that we can cut right back now. And we can go and just, and even those old ones that we had left from previously, we can trim those right back now too, because they haven't produced any keikis off of them. So They can just come out. If we can see the stem is still green, again, we'll cut it off, but then leaving a longer piece so that we can hopefully get those kikis to grow again. By allowing that air and light into the depth, it should allow those kikis to grow. We have this nice upright kiki, but see how high it is off the stem, so that's got to come off too. With this one that's really set off out to the side like that, we'll just follow that, follow the cane all the way back in, down into the center, and again leaving that 10 centimeters or so. And removing it. See, we're getting a cleaner shape already. There we go. Another long extended piece that needs to be followed all the way back in. Some of those old canes. A new one that's still green that we're going to leave some space, but cut it inside the edge of the pot. We'll cut it off there. Another dead cane that we're cutting off right into the base. Kiki off. See, the kiki was on a dead cane, so we can then cut that cane all the way back again. And then we'll just cut off some of the cross canes and remove some of the old debris again. Oops, a little Dendrobium noble kiki that fell into there. There's another long one, so we'll just follow that back about 10 centimeters or so and give it a snip. And we try and cut just above those nodes. And now the only big decision, are we going to remove this piece here? We see it's already seeded here and the flowers are just about done. So this cane is going to start looking sad soon, and we'll probably land up with kikis along the flowering spike here. So it's best just to go in and give that the trim inside the edge of the pot again. Just remove any of those old dead leaves off. And it's really as basic and simple as that to keep your plants in a nice clean shape. Also, what we can do here now is these old flower spikes we can cut off, but we are having kikis here appearing, so we'll just leave those on for the moment until they start drying down, and then we'll just do maintenance throughout the year just to keep the plant looking clean and tidy. And then we have all of these extra kikis to start making big pots with again, because we have so much volume that we can have almost instant large pots again. What we'll do is we'll place all the resources for epidendrum repotting and any other epidendrum resources we have in the description box down below, so you can follow up on those videos there. So that's just another quick day in the life video. If this sort of content makes sense to you about me just showing you what I'm doing day to day, please just give us a shout in the comments down below, and we can follow up with more of these sorts of just quick, easy videos. And that little bonus content, don't throw these pieces away. These ones that have no roots, just shove them in the pot with your other ones, and you'll more than likely be surprised. they will survive. I'll survive. Just put me in the pot and I'll grow like all the rest. I'll survive. Thank you for watching. If you found any of this information helpful, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below, and that notification bell, bing bong, to be notified of all our upcoming content so you don't miss out on a thing.